Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in today's special broadcast. The United States is experiencing one of the strangest and most unpredictable weather phases since the beginning of autumn, as multiple strong atmospheric systems are simultaneously active across the country. This is creating a highly volatile weather pattern marked by an unusual mix of extreme heat, cold air outbreaks, heavy rain, strong winds, and even snow and tornado risks. From the West Coast to the Great Plains, from the Great Lakes all the way down to the southeast coastline, the entire nation is preparing for a period of rapidly changing weather conditions that could affect tens of millions of people in the coming week and the next. In today's extended report, we will review current developments, explain why the weather is shifting so abruptly, and take a close look at forecast models to understand what each region should prepare for in the days ahead. Right now, in the U.S. Midwest, a large low-pressure system originating from Manitoba, Canada, is beginning to slide southeastward into the Great Lakes region. This system formed and maintained its strength over northern Canada for several days before moving into U.S. territory. Satellite imagery shows a thick cloud band stretching from North Dakota to Minnesota and further down into Wisconsin and Michigan. Although rainfall is not significant, the appearance of this cloud mass signals a transitional phase in the atmosphere, as cold air in the upper levels begins interacting with warm and humid air below, producing sharp shifts in temperature and humidity in several New England states, including Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Meteorological agencies have issued winter weather advisories, forecasting early morning frost as surface temperatures drop quickly overnight. Higher elevation regions, such as the White Mountains and northern Maine, may even see the first thin snow accumulation of the season, despite having enjoyed crisp, dry autumn conditions just a few days ago. Meanwhile, the West Coast is grappling with a completely different weather system. The remnants of a strong Pacific moisture plume continue to bring heavy rainfall to many parts of California. In Los Angeles and nearby counties, hours of persistent rain have made regions previously affected by last winter's wildfires extremely prone to landslides. Burned hillsides have weakened soil structures, and when intense rainfall arrives in a short period, the risk of mudslides, debris flows, and flash floods rises sharply. Emergency services in California remain on high alert throughout the weekend, with several mountain passes and suburban areas temporarily closed to avoid accidents. The contrast between cold conditions in the Northeast and soaking rain on the West Coast is just one aspect of this week's unusual weather pattern. One of the major highlights is the abnormal and even explosive heat wave, gripping large parts of the Central Plains, Midwest, and several areas that typically cool down during this time of year. In less than 24 hours, over 100 temperature records were broken across numerous cities. Wichita Falls, Texas, recorded a stunning 92 degrees Celsius, an extremely rare number for November. In Iowa, Missouri, and Nebraska, temperatures spiked up to 30 degrees Celsius above average, prompting many experts to describe this as one of the most intense November heat waves in recent history. What's surprising is that just 1 week ago, the entire Northeast and Midwest were dealing with an early season cold front so strong that towns across Pennsylvania, New York, and Ohio reported overnight lows below freezing. Such a rapid flip from cold to heat is uncommon, and meteorologists attribute it to unfavorable shifts in the upper-level jet stream, which has been oscillating sharply between cold and warm air masses. More concerning, however, is the sequence of extreme weather expected to develop over the next few days as a strong storm system begins forming in the southwestern deserts. Over the next 48 hours, as this low-pressure system moves across Arizona and New Mexico, it will combine with strong southwesterly winds, becoming a fully developed storm. Once it enters the open and flat terrain of the Great Plains, the system will draw additional moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and encounter hot, compressed air near the surface, an ideal setup for severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes. Major forecast models agree that from Wednesday through Friday this week, Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Arkansas, and Louisiana will become the focal points of severe weather. However, what concerns meteorologists is the disagreement between the world's two leading forecast models. The American GFS model shows the storm moving quickly, creating a long squall line from Texas to Missouri. Under this scenario, the main threats would be strong winds and embedded tornadoes within the line. In contrast, the European ECMWF model predicts a slower-moving system that could allow individual supercells to form, storms with a high potential for producing large, destructive tornadoes. If the ECMWF scenario plays out, Thursday could be the most dangerous day for residents of the southern plains. As the storm system exits the Great Plains, it will move into the southeastern U.S. toward the weekend. Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee, especially the region known as Dixie Alley, will be at risk of severe thunderstorms on Friday and Saturday evenings. This region is historically vulnerable to tornadoes in both spring and autumn, and forecast models suggest the pattern may return this weekend. Cities such as Nashville, Birmingham, and Jackson may face intense nighttime thunderstorms, along with localized flash flooding in low-lying areas or near small streams. At the same time, an unusual but concerning atmospheric phenomenon will recur across U.S. territory: the persistence of anomalous warmth. Although the storm will introduce pockets of cold air to the northeast and central regions, much of the rest of the country will heat up again shortly afterward. Many experts refer to this as the Groundhog Day weather pattern, a repetitive cycle where hot, dry, low-level air returns day after day. Temperatures in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and much of the South are expected to remain 5 to 15 degrees above average, creating a summer-like feel despite being well into November. While real-world weather is shifting rapidly, social media has been filled with images and claims predicting a super Arctic blast, supposedly hitting right on Thanksgiving. However, meteorologists across various forecasting centers emphasize that such claims lack scientific basis. Forecasts beyond 10 days are trend-based and cannot determine exact temperatures or specific timing. While a late-month cold front is possible, it is scientifically impossible to pinpoint its intensity or exact arrival time at this stage. Turning to the 10-day regional forecasts, the national weather picture becomes clearer when analyzed by climate zones. The West Coast continues to be the first to absorb storm systems arriving from the Pacific. Northern California and Oregon may see scattered rain, but the main concern remains in Southern California, where heavy rainfall continues to threaten residential areas. Sudden downpours over steep terrain will keep landslide risks high, complicating travel. Farther north, the Pacific Northwest, Washington, and Oregon will experience cooler and more stable conditions. The Rocky Mountains and High Plains, including Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado, will see frequent thunderstorms due to warm southern moisture colliding with cold Canadian air. High-elevation communities may receive light snow, while lower areas face hail and strong gusty winds. Parts of Colorado, particularly Denver and Colorado Springs, are expected to encounter moderate hail and strong storms in the coming days. In the Great Lakes and Midwest, cold rain and wet snow will appear from Sunday through Monday morning, followed by gradually warming daytime temperatures from midweek onward. By next weekend, conditions will improve considerably, with clear skies and crisp late-autumn air. Cities like Chicago, Detroit, and Minneapolis will likely enjoy pleasant outdoor weather. In the South and Southern Plains, residents will continue enduring above-average temperatures until midweek. Once the major storm arrives on Thursday and Friday, the region will shift into a phase of extreme weather, with risks of tornadoes and large hail. Texas, especially Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and central Oklahoma, may become national hotspots for severe weather in the latter half of the week. The Northeast will experience a brief cold spell, particularly in New England's highlands, before returning to familiar dry and chilly weather. Conditions will stay relatively stable afterward, though occasional nighttime cold fronts may still occur. The Southeast will similarly face changes as rounds of storms arrive late in the week. Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and much of Florida may experience unusual evening rainfall, while temperatures remain above average. In summary, this week and the next will bring a highly dynamic weather period, blending heat waves, storms, cold fronts, and various unusual atmospheric events. Residents in high-risk regions should closely follow weather updates, heat alerts from meteorological agencies, and prepare appropriate safety measures. With the arrival of a potentially powerful storm system, preparedness from both individuals and local authorities will play a crucial role in minimizing impacts. We will continue to monitor developments and provide updates to help you stay informed. Thank you for watching today's special weather report, and we wish you and your families safety amid these rapidly changing conditions.